Okay, well, we've got the swimming sports here. We've got the president of the Beulah Memorial Pool. President of the pool, Philip Gibson. Can you tell us, Philip, when the pool actually opened?
Well, the year we work out without just further than now, I think it was about 1964. We're going along not too badly. Got a bit run down, and maintenance got down a bit, but back 5 years ago, actually, when Russell Turnbull took over presidency and Caribbean secretary, and then the strong committee got going there, they resurrected from a bank balance of zero and managed to get shy of money, and they upgraded the filtration system and got things going along again. And about 2 years ago we got a repainting job, got it sandblasted and repainted, and put some money into that, of course.
Now, what about the day-to-day running of the pool? How does that work?
Yeah, well, as people probably realise, it's just these small pools just rely on voluntary labour, and it's just countless thousands of hours over the year of voluntary labour. The gates manned every afternoon, or 2 to 4 until 7 at night on week afternoons, and voluntary labour, and then weekends open from 2 until 7 with a paid person on the day there.
And how much for a membership in 1999? How much would that be?
$70 a family.
And how many members you got? I suppose you don't know that.
I don't know that offhand. No, it could be something like 40 families or something like that.
And now, the future of the pool, what can you see in the future? Any updates?
Just had a Shire commissioner consultant and around all 7 Shire pools, and we've come up with, well, we knew that we needed a little, well, it was major work here because it was, the deep end had sunk about 20 centimetres, so a major problem in the foundations. It's been sort of getting worse and worse over the years, so it looks like it could be around about $80,000 money needed to raise the pool and put scum drain on.
80,000?
Yeah, so the government, the Sport and Rec will probably provide half the money, and the Shire will provide, say, 20 grand, and we have to do paving and work in kind. So there's a fair bit of work in the next, it probably won't happen this next season, but the year after next season.
So it's definitely a go. That will happen.
It's got to happen because health and safety and just all the regulations now, it's just tying things up. It's very expensive to run, so we've got a very willing chemical operator here and pool cleaner and that. We actually pay to clean the pool, but Big Harrison's volunteered to come down. It probably takes nearly an hour a day, half an hour morning and night to come and do the chemicals and do a few jobs around.
That's a love job.
Yeah, he's done a wonderful job there.
Good.
President of the Beulah Bowls Club, John Helm, about to send one down.
Well, as you can see here, the Beulah Bowling Club is still prospering since its inception in the 1927-28 season. At the moment we've got 40 men members and we field 2 teams in the current North Wimmera Bowling Association pennant competition. As you can see, I'm wearing the new uniform of the Beulah Club. This was introduced 3 years ago. We all wear our colours when representing the club in either pennant or in any other association events. Currently, the club is undergoing a feasibility study to extend our clubhouse. so things are still reasonably prosperous here. On a Saturday after Christmas, we get somewhere between 20 and 28 players that play here of a Saturday afternoon. During pennant season, which goes from the end of September to Christmas time, we field 2 pennant teams which consist of 16 players each, so each Saturday we're fielding 32 players to represent the Beulah club, and this year we had many players over, so the club is in a reasonably comfortable position. One of the great things that has happened in our club, probably the greatest thing that has happened during the history of the club, is that one of our members has attained the position of President of the Royal Victorian Bowling Association. That association is made up of 42,000 bowlers, and we, a club of only 40 players, are very proud to have our councillor of the last 18 years, Mr John Gullen, now President of Victoria. And I'd like to introduce John to give a short history on the Beulah Bowling Club. He has been a stalwart of the club for many years. I think he first won a championship back in 1969, and he is also a member of the successful Beulah team that won a state fours championship back in 1972. So I'd ask John to come forward, please, and congratulate him on behalf of the club and the community to get the position that he has. It's certainly no mean feat, and I'd ask him to give us a short history of the Beulah Bowling Club.
Thanks, John. Well, in August of 1927, initially a meeting was called of interested parties to form a bowling club in Beulah, and things got pretty well on the move straight away because the opening of the club was just some 4 or 5 months later, on January the 14th of 1928. The initial president was a gentleman by the name of Fred McVicker, who was the local police constable, and the secretary was an agent at the time. The introduction of SEC to the area, our lights were converted from the local power of direct current to alternating current, and I was here on the night when my late father actually switched the lights on to SEC for the first time. In 1964, towards the end of the season in 1964, a meeting was held of members to replace the old clubhouse. The initial clubhouse that we had here was a little building about a third of the size of the present one, with a boobiella hedge to the north and to the south. And in 1965, 66, the clubhouse was opened. It was erected by Tom Ismay and Son of Rainbow at a cost of $7,058, and it was opened by the then councillor for Zone 3, Councillor Max Buzzo, 88.
Just decided to be state president, did you?
I became president about 5 years ago. The structure of the RVBA was altered in that we now have a board of management, and I went onto that board of management as a country vice president. After 2 years I stood for and was elected as deputy president, and then of course this year I stood for the position of president and was appointed. I spend a fair bit of time at the RVBA office, currently trying to placate a lot of staff when we're having staff problems, but that's another matter. I attend all of the state championships. We have a monthly board meeting and council meeting. I'm invited to attend celebrations of various clubs, whether it be the opening of the season or specific celebrations for clubs. This year I've attended quite a few who had either a 50th, a 75th, a 100th, and as late as last week, one club which had its 125th anniversary. I have been this year to accompany the champions of last year to Western Australia for the state championship, for the Australian championships, and our interstate side has had a series in Tasmania, one in South Australia at Beulah on the Eyre Peninsula, one in New South Wales at Ettalong, which is up in the Gosford area, and later on in June we'll be attending the Australian Sides Championship at Darwin.
That's good. And your has your form suffering anything from being the president?
Well, I don't know because I haven't bowled enough to check it out.
Right.
His form during the pennant season was very good. I know that his skippers were very, very sad the days he missed out.
Yeah. Now, just John Hallam, just the perception from the town is every time you drive past the bowling green, it's in immaculate condition, the greens and the surrounds.
Well, there's a lot of work goes behind that. We're very fortunate to have a Greens Committee headed by Eric Bell, They have paid a small amount of money, but it's only a pittance compared to the work they do. Eric's here every day doing something. We were fortunate enough to have people with foresight to go into the creek situation over there, where we've got a pipeline over to fill our tanks, which enables us to keep the water up to the surrounds and the greens that are needed. In these days of paying for water, it would have been very difficult to take it straight out of the meter and keep our surrounds up to the accepted condition. But because we had people that could see what was coming and took the plunge and sealed out the creek, we were lucky enough to have the water to keep our surrounds in greens to the good conditions that we would like. But we're also very fortunate in that every member in the club is willing to go on a roster, and that roster we're all rostered on for 1 month of the season.
The future of the club is any young members coming on. It's a popular game, bowls in Beulah, isn't it? Seems to be anyway.
Well, I think John could probably answer that. But we feel in this association, or we are in this association, the youngest club in terms of age. But John is someone who's been committed to, or he's been involved in the Victorian Bowls Association, who have been encouraging young bowlers to start bowling, and I think he can probably.
Glasses on, do you?
No, we don't. Okay, we're talking with the president of the Ladies Bowling Club, Dylan Fennell. Dylan, can you just tell us how the Ladies Bowl started in Beulah?
Well, in 1952, in the February, they had a meeting with the men, and they decided to form a ladies club, and they started playing in the March, I think it was, and the men provided 2 sizes of bowls for the ladies to play with. I don't know whether there was only one, how many types of bowls there were in those days. They weren't the narrow bowls or anything, they were an ordinary bowl, but that's how they started here.
Okay, now today, how many members have you got today?
We've got 26 paid up members, but they're not all playing at the one time due to ill health and that sort of thing, but some of them like to still be members, and we've got 2 life members, those being Joan Constable and Stella Helen.
Okay. Now, pennant season, when does this pennant season and who do you play against?
Pennant season runs from when we start bowls to Christmas. We finish before Christmas, right up until Christmas. And we play Hopeton, Warwick Nabil, Rainbow, Chaparrot and Brim.
Okay, you've had success, have you, over the
Yes.
last few years?
93-94 season we won, and 97-98 season we won.
And this year, how do you go this year? Can't remember.
Not how we finished up, but we certainly didn't win.
Okay. Now today, what's on today? It's just today's a Wednesday morning. Why do you play Wednesday morning?
Just because it seems to suit everybody, and it was a day, you make a day, and like there's other things on in the town, Red Cross and guild meetings and that, so you keep to your one day, and you don't interfere with the other organisations with their meetings. But today, yes, the social bowls, and plus we've got a final, a semi-final of our 100 up.
And who was that between?
That was between Lorna Carney and Joy Smith, and Lorna Carney was the winner. And next week the final will be played between Bev Chibble and Lorna Carney. That's at the end of this month, the ladies' pairs.
And the tournament season, can you explain to me about that? How does that all work? You finish your pennant season at Christmas time, it's bowls goes right to April.
Yes, we just play social bowls after that. And of course there's a lot of tournaments and invitation days, so everybody sort of goes to as many of those as they can, and that fills in the rest of the time, which can be
Looking for new members all the time.
always looking for new members. does, yes.
Now, I was here the other day with the Croaky Club, and is there a bit of a friendly rivalry between the bowling ladies and the Croaky? Would that be a fair statement or not?
What do you mean by rivalry?
Well, are you sort of chasing the same sort of members, or what's the story there?
Oh yes, well I suppose there's the young ones are still playing tennis and everything, and that the girls don't seem to think bowls is an old lady sport, so it's a bit hard. No, it isn't. It's a good game once you get into it, and so yes, it's sort of, well I suppose in that degree, yeah, because the
competing for spots, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And the future for the ladies' bowls, I suppose there is a future here. The course is really, well, the greens are really nice, aren't they? And the facilities are first class.
Well, the facilities, the greens are first class, and our facilities are pretty good. Yes, we've got some of the best greens in the area, really. So we're very lucky in that respect. And but small country towns are fading away virtually, so it's a bit hard to say.
It is hard.
Right. Croaky Club was formed in 1927, the same year as the bowling club. The ladies helped with the fundraising to build the club and get the greens going. They were opened on the 14th of January 1928, and on the 14th of January 1998 we celebrated our 70th birthday with our in the Wimmera Croaky Association. There was teams from Brim, Rainbow, Hopeton, Sea Lake were the first teams they played. Warwick Beale's always been it. And now the Wimmera Croaky Association is down to 5 clubs, 2 in Horsham, Donald, Warwick Beale and Beulah. We play pennant from the first week in September through until mid-February. And Beulah were very, very honoured this year to be able to win the Division 1 and 2 pennant, which is the top pennant. There is a Division 3 and 4 pennant, which Kalimna Park won.
Is that the future of the Croaky Club? Can you see much of the future, or is it hang on? I suppose 8 members, not a lot. But
it's not a lot, but as you can see, we can't, with the greens we have here, we struggle. We can put 16 players on the green at once by playing 4 games of doubles. Very crowded and everything else, but on the whole, if we could get another 2 or 3 members, we would be quite viable and very happy.
Ask you some of the things that you have enjoyed about Croaky over your over 50 years with the Beulah Croaky Club.
Well, the company.
The company. Good. You've enjoyed the company.
Yes.
Have you enjoyed the Croaky?
Yes, very much.
Have you enjoyed being secretary and treasurer for 21 years, 19 years or something like that?
Not really.
Not really. I didn't think you would. But no, Auntie Pearl has held every position in this club and has been very big in the catering side, which we have a social club that does all the catering, and she's been a stalwart of our club every year, ever since 1948. She started playing.
and she's 90.
And she's 90. And her mother, Jessie Bryan, played. Her sister, Belle Mulrooney, played. Her sister-in-law, my mother, Jean Bryan, played. And Bella Bryan, my auntie, and her sister-in-law both played too. And people ask me why I like Croaky.
Well, there you go.
So now you can see it's been in the family, so for a long, long time, but we thoroughly enjoy it and hope we can keep the club going, and it's still here in, what, 25 years' time?
25 years, yeah.
Okay.